Our political solution must go beyond getting a state constitutional amendment to legalize marijuana. We must address the root cause and perpetrators of this insane war on drugs. Our state legislatures are the primary high-value positions that we must find ways to influence. The county attorneys are the next highest value elected positions. The prosecutor's discretion plays a large part in the war on drugs. We wonder why in the last election the county attorneys for Maricopa and Pima County attorneys ran unopposed. Both are rabid drug war proponents, overseeing the arrest and imprisonment of thousands of our family, friends, and neighbors on totally unconstitutional charges. They look for ways around our rights clearly declared in the Bill of Rights. There have been unintended consequences in our state's public funding of candidates for public office. We now recognize this and have a strategy to use it to our advantage. As it is, if you are a member of a church, you have a distinct advantage in achieving the requirements to be a candidate. Ergo, our legislature has become a gathering of church members. Our laws have become laced with theological doctrine, making sinners in the eyes of the Lord to be criminals in the eyes of our peace officers. The separation of state and religion has been blurred, which has made our peace officers turn into morality patrol officers. There are 90 legislators in our state. There are 30 legislative districts. Each district has 1 senator and 2 representatives. The legislature is made up of 2 bodies, 30 in the Senate and 60 in the representatives. Each legislator is term limited to 4 consecutive terms. Each term is 2 years long. Every 2 years, everyone in the legislature is up for election. We must find ways to participate in this process, or we will be doomed by our actions and subject to further repression. On average, it takes about 500 petition signatures to qualify as a candidate to run for a legislative position. There are no drug testing for these positions, but you must be over the age of 25. Public funding qualifications are that a candidate must get 500 people to sign a form and donate $5. When a citizen qualifies, they must agree to use only public funding for campaigning. Then they will receive about $15,000 for the campaigning in the primary and about $20,000 if they win the primary and compete in the general election. These figures are for Democrats and Republican candidates. A citizen can help more than one candidate qualify. With this in mind, we will set out to gather signatures to have a constitutional amendment on the next general ballot in November 2014. The deadline for gathering enough signatures is July 3, 2014. The number of valid signatures required is 259,213. We need to have more than that, though. We know the citizens overwhelmingly support the idea of legalizing marijuana. Along the path of gathering signatures, we have an opportunity to find and meet candidates for the next election that are friendly to our cause. We will be helping our friends become candidates. The more friends that we can help become qualified to run for offices, the more political posters will be put up touting legalization. Yes, we can outsmart the church lady. Gathering 259,213 signatures is a daunting task. Each petition must be attached to the full text of the legislative proposal, which will require 2 sheets of paper. The initiatives must be on legal-sized sheets of paper. Each petition can have 15 signatures. In a perfect world, success would mean 17,280 perfectly filled out petitions. That would be 51,840 sheets of paper. With 66,000 sheets of paper in a case of paper, that's about 9 cases of paper. There is no such thing as a perfect world, and we will end up with 20 to 30 cases of boxes of paper with completed petitions in them, which are more than one pickup load. We need to create an army of volunteers. We need to know what legislative district they live in. As the number of volunteers grows, we will find among them friends that will be volunteered to be pick up and drop off points for petitions. Among them, we hope to find candidates to support for public office. In particular, we would like them to compete for legislative positions. There is no limit to the number of candidates that we can support in any given district. We would like each candidate that we support and help to qualify for public campaign funds to put on their roadside campaign posters, the words legalize, and maybe a marijuana leaf as well. The goal is to game the system to our advantage, to take away the church lady's advantage by being a member of a church. By working this strategy, we guarantee a political impact. We realize that the legislature has a power vested in them to put forth ballot initiatives and to change the current laws making marijuana illegal. We encourage our friends to actively question and determine which incumbents in our current legislature are our friends or opponents. When we find incumbents who are opponents, we will oppose them with due diligence and find candidates to challenge them in the primaries. We recognize there are other paths to legalizing marijuana other than a citizens' initiative on the ballot. By organizing and working to get the required signatures, it is only natural that our ability to apply political pressure on the legislature will increase. We welcome political action committees being formed by our friends of the cause to support our efforts and political agenda.